Kurt with Artisanal Brewworks. I'm here talking about Pitcher Day Shane. The Pitcher Day series, as the label shows, is reminiscent of a cheesy high school pitcher, and it usually features a staff member from the brewery. This is Shane, and he is our marketing guy here at Artisanal Brewworks. And he chose a cheesy high school 1980s kind of vibe for his background. So that's a label. And now what I want to tell you about is the beer itself. It's a 5.9% ABV single IPA. Obviously it's hazy and it's juicy. The three hops we use are Michigan Copper, Mackinac, and Michigan Heritage. All three of those hops were originally cultivated in Michigan, as their names would imply. But we have them from a guy that grows them here in New York State. The Michigan Copper is known to bring tropical fruit flavors and tangerine flavors. It's a really popular hop, and as you can imagine with the hazy, juicy IPAs, the Mackinac brings some tropical flavors and more of a menagerie of tropical flavors. And then the Michigan Heritage really puts out a really pleasant citrus aroma. So that's the label. That's the info about the beer. I'm now going to do a tasting. The first thing that strikes me is the mouthfeel. It's really light and pillowy. I know it's more towards the back of my mouth, and I really enjoy that. This is not a heavy beer. This is a crusher. This is one of those IPAs where you can have a bunch. We do make IPAs that are hazy, juicy, that whack you over the head with flavor. This doesn't whack you over the head. It's got some pleasant balance. It's not overly sweet. It's actually not sweet at all. It's just a super pleasant balance of the hop flavors, and I get a little bit of the malt backbone, which is pretty cool. The other thing that really strikes is there's zero astringency. This is not a bitter IPA by any stretch of the imagination. This is your classic New England IPA. Very, very little bitterness. Has a ton of hops in there, but just all the hop flavors. And you do definitely taste the fruit punch as well. So, and this one uses the Queek yeast. I forgot to mention that. We've been experimenting with the Queek yeast in a variety of different beer styles, and this was the first time using it on a single IPA. And when we had this tasting this in the fermenter before we carbonated it, we were really worried because we thought it was kind of one-dimensional. And after carbonating it, it really brought out some cool flavors that we didn't notice in the fermenter. And personally, drinking off the fermenter for 3 years, a variety of IPAs, that was the first time where that has happened. Typically, the flavors are very comparable once you carbonate. It's just got more carbonation. So we're real pleased with that. This, to me, is the Super Crusher. Can release coming up soon. Come on in, give it a try. Cheers.